I have performed a test, so you don't have to. A test, a shootout between the DeWalt screwdriver bit, a PZ2 25mm long, okay? But also the Temu screwdriver bit, yeah, they are an anomaly, okay? But let's not forget about Screw Fix's own brand, Erbauer, also an impact screwdriver bit. Yes, I had some left over from the UK, alright? And I found a new one. So I thought I'd give it a go. So I did. Well, yesterday, I was whacking in loads of 2-inch 10 screws, such as these ones here, alright? Yeah, into oak, alright? Screwing oak boards to oak frames. Flipping hundreds of these flipping screws I whacked in. Anyway, my wrists are killing me. But you see, I was using just a Stanley screwdriver, battery screwdriver, cordless. 12 volt, whacking these screws in. And I have to admit, the screwdriver actually did very well, to be honest. There's a lot of load on quite a cheap drill. Or, cordless drill. Or cordless screwdriver, whatever you like to call it these days. Now, you see, after whacking in 100 screws, I would say none of these screwdriver bits really lasted the full 100 screws, if I'm absolutely honest about it. I think it got close. Right. And you could carry on using them, but you could get some ride out. What I mean by ride out, let me put you on the overhead camera just so you can see what I mean. There you go. What I mean by that is literally, let's move that microscope out of the way because we're going to be using that as well. It's when the actual screwdriver bit rides out of the screw. So as you're trying to drive it in, it's trying to come out of the head of the screw. Now, if you pulse it, it'll fall back in again, so you can carry on. All right. So it's a technique you can use. And the same with this, DeWalt one. Yeah, exactly the same. But you see, they all wore a little bit differently. Now, some of it you could put down to my technique. Some of it could be put down to maybe, I don't know, some parts of the oak were harder than others. So I thought, hang on, I'm going to have to put enough screws in. So I've done 100 screws per screwdriver bit, and then I changed them over. Then put them in the little Ziploc bag for this video, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look close up, right, at the wear of these screwdriver bits that have been used yesterday. So over to the other camera. All right, I'm going to bring it closer. Oh, I am. Now, this camera happens to be a little microscope, sort of low-powered microscope. Well, it's low-powered at the moment, because it's what I've got set at. Now, get the right one. Okay, there's that one there. The board. Let's start with the Common Garden DeWalt, which is this one here. All right. Now, as you can see, there is some wear to the wings of this actual bit. Okay, it's branded DeWalt PZ2, but also it does have its origins on it as well. If I remember rightly, yeah, it's made in China. Okay, at least they're being honest about it, and it is what it is. And to be honest, they've actually fared quite well because there's quite a lot of load on a screwdriver bit, really, and also they were cheap. I think 25 of those for $9.99 on Amazon, so it's cheap as chips. And I'm talking about euros as well, so pounds would be even cheaper. Now, it's fared quite well, really. There's quite a bit of wear on these wings here, but the machining is actually quite nice. If you look at if you look at these wings, the machining here, it's quite precise, isn't it? It is what it is. It's cheap, okay, but not as cheap as the Erbauer, and not as cheap as the Chinese equivalent. Now, here's another. This is not the one that I used. All right, I'll show you the one I used in a moment because it didn't quite get to 100 screws, if I'm absolutely honest. But here's one that this is the one by Erbauer. It was Screw Fix's own brand, and it's not new. Okay, it has been used, so there is some signs of wear on it, and it is an impact driver bit. But you see, I've found these bits, these Erbauer ones, to be extremely hard, and in some cases you might think, well, that's good. That means it's not going to wear as quickly, but you can get caught out with it, and that's what I got caught out with because it's an old bit. Obviously got a bit of rust on it and stuff, but it was a new bit. It was still in the packet. It just got damp. This is the bit that I was using. All right, you can see the wear on there. It's quite excessive. But also, it's snapped. It's a bit, yeah. So it ain't fared that well. No. And that's probably because it's too hard. You know, so already started rusting again. Crikey. Once it starts, doesn't it? It was only yesterday. It poured down rain, mind. And yeah, and there's obviously the one that I wasn't using. You can see the wear on there. Now, these are quite hard, I have to admit. They're harder than the DeWalt's, that they are. But you know what? Okay, let's go to the Temu, right? Because oh my god, and this is a Temu. This is one that is literally hasn't even been used. I just took it out of the packet. And it already looks like the size of wear on it, even though it hasn't been used. What's that all about? That's weird. Right, machining looks a bit kind of haphazard, a bit rough in comparison to the DeWalt. Okay, the machining on the DeWalt is far nicer, more precise than this Temu. Now, it has some writing on the side here, and this is supposed to be like an impact kind of shock thing, this red thing. It's probably doing nothing whatsoever. It's just literally just been machined down to that thickness and probably a bit of heat shrink put around it or something stupid. It's probably doing nothing at all. It's a copy of another brand. Now, if you want decent screwdriver bits that really do last, you won't get something like Wear or the ones with the diamond impregnation in them. So they're very good. They last a long while, but they're expensive. You have to, you've got to bear all this stuff in mind, haven't you? So this is one that wasn't used, okay? This is straight out of the packet, and look at the state of it. All right? They ain't very old. I bought them this year. So, yeah, that's an unused one. Okay. Here's the one that I was using, all right? This is it. Now, it's a huge amount of removal of the, whatever you can call that, some sort of plating. But also, the machining isn't uniform. If you look at that, then look at that side, it's not uniform. But also, look at the wear. How excessive that wear is. They're too soft. There's no way these are impact driver bits. Not that soft. That's ridiculous. It's never going to take the stand, test of time, is it? And if you look at it, you can see after 100 screws, it's worn into the like a round. In that direction. I'm not doing very well with a pen. Let's try a pencil. It's quite hard under the microscope, you know. So like, there you go. So it's like it's like a round coming from here in that direction. Also, it's rounded off around the actual wings as well. It's misshapen now, and it's obviously not going to sit properly in the actual screw. But look at the end as well. If you look at the end of that ain't square, is it? It's not perpendicular with the shaft of the actual screwdriver bit either. Now, yesterday I did a video about a Forstner bit that I got from Temu, which is also out of true. I mean, ridiculous out of true. Instead of drilling a 40mm hole, it's drilling a 42mm hole because it wobbles. So it's like a wobble drill. So as you can see, these might be cheap, but are they? If that doesn't last, I think there's only good 50 screws for what I was doing yesterday. In comparison to the DeWalt, right? I think that is false economy. It really is. You think you're getting a good deal, but you're not. It's actually going to cost you more. Because you're going to have to chuck these ones much faster than you would have to those ones. It's just how it is. Or you could just get the Erbauer ones, which, are cheap. But too hard. Now, to be fair, I have had these DeWalt ones break on me in the past, and it might be just the fact that I might hit a knot or something in the framing that I was screwing into, and that's why the Erbauer one here actually broke. It might be that. I don't know. It's quite hard. Everything's back to front. So yeah, and it's already started rusting even after it's broken. Blimey. So anyway, that's my opinion. I would say go for the DeWalt, to be honest. There is another brand as well called Sabercut, and I did do a test for that as well. But I've actually lost the bit that I was using. I lost it. I can't find it anywhere. The bit I had, I was using yesterday. So there was going to be 4 screwdriver bits, but ended up being just these 3 here. So that's life, isn't it? Alright, so let's go to, there you go, back to that. So I would go for these. These are under €10 for 25 bits. I would say avoid Temu, like the plague. I've had very little success regarding tools with Temu. They're little aluminium squares, they're okay. But pretty much everything else is so badly machined. I mean, they're horrendous. These things are just, they're rubbish, really. And it's false economy. It's just false economy. It really is. You know, so if you are going to get cheap ones, get the, if you're in the UK, get the Erbauer. Other than that, just get the DeWalt, you know, or the Saber cut ones actually fit, which are here over here. Okay, like I say, I lost my test piece, but my test bit, but they actually are quite good bits. They are on par, I say, with DeWalt. They're apparently Impact, but I've got my doubts. But they are still very good bits, and they're about €1 cheaper than the DeWalt. Anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed my little video. Please do like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Why's that going across my face? Not meant to do that. No. Let's move that down there. Anyway, please leave the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel and the little bell icon, because you get one face in your pocket every time I upload another ad hoc, unedited video. So anyway, doodaloo. Please comment down below. What screwdriver bits do you use?